Welcome to Crater Stadium in Dover as we get ready to kick off the 2008 high school football season here on Big Time Sports. I'm Scott Robinson along with Chuck Rest. It's the Dover Tornadoes and the Canton South Wildcats. The teams met twice last year, once in the regular season, one by Canton South, once in the playoffs, Dover winning. So Chuck, tonight really it's a toss-up between these two squads.
Well, first of all, Scott, you know, what better opener would you want for us on TV as a game like this? And like you said, two great football teams, two met last year, and they're going to start off the season this year together.
We'll come back. We'll talk to both coaches in a moment here on the McInturf Realty pregame show, so stay with us. We'll be back with more on Big Time Sports right after this. And back on the McInturf Realty pregame show with head coach Mo Daniska of the Canton South Wildcats. Coach, it's like you're home away from home. You played the Tornadoes a couple of times. You opened up here last year. It's been a great series.
Oh, it really has. You know, anytime that you can come down and play a playoff team week one, and then like last year meet them in the playoffs again, you know, it says something about our program, but especially Dover's, you know, playing a good quality team.
What do you think? It's early in the season. What concerns you most, I guess, about your team right now?
Our inexperience at the skill positions. We've only got one returning starter there, but our quarterback's back, and he's a 3-year starter. So getting them experience and getting the jitters out and just getting some game experience.
How about a couple of keys for tonight's game?
We've got to protect our quarterback. We've got to be able to get the ground game going a little bit. And then again, we've got to get the ball out in open space to our skill guys and see if they can make some plays.
Good luck tonight.
Okay, thank you.
Head coach Mo Daniska of the Canton South Wildcats. We'll talk with Dover head coach Dan Ift in a moment. Stay with us here on the McInturf Realty pregame show on Big Time Sports. And back on the McInturf Realty pregame show with head coach Dan Ift of the Dover Tornadoes. Coach, hard to believe you're opening up your 14th season here as the grid boss for the Tornadoes. Wow, I bet you don't even believe it's been that long.
No, I feel like it's been 14, a good 14, but you know, I turned 52 this summer, and boy, it's starting to feel a little bit in the 2 days, and the legs are going, things of that nature. But no, we're very thrilled to be here.
You know, it's a hot night tonight. What impact is that going to have on a game this early in the season?
Well, I think it's going to have a good deal of impact. We're going to play a lot of kids one way, as many as we can. A kid like Marcus Mamrella is going to get spells a lot. We've got a lot of kids to spell him with because he's a two-way performer. And a couple of the receivers are going to get a lot of spells. But all the kids up front are going to go one way. And that's something that we thought we had detected on our scrimmage last Friday, that with this heat being as it is, we're going to have to do that. And we do feel like we have the depth to do that.
You know, you got some experience back at the skill positions, still trying to get a little experience along the lines?
Yeah, we are. We lost a lot of linemen last year. Everybody's new today that's going to start. They've done a great job in camp in 2-a-days and through scrimmages, but, you know, there's no substitution for playing time. There's nothing that you can do to simulate how fast the game's going to come at you. So there'll be a lot of learning on the run tonight.
Canton South, a pretty familiar opponent. I guess, what can you really do to scout somebody first game of the season after you played them twice last year?
Well, we played them week 12, which was very good. They had a nice defensive scheme, so we think we're going to see that same scheme tonight. Their quarterback's been around for what this is, I think, 3rd year starting. So, you know, you kind of get a feel for what he likes to do and what you need to slow down. I don't know if you stop a kid like him. He's going to make some plays tonight, but you're going to have to control what he does and not let him hurt you with a big play. And then their middle linebacker's a 3-year starter and probably as good a linebackers we're going to see this year. You know, he runs downhill real well. He's real physical, and you know, hopefully the nature of our offense maybe tires him out and slows him down a little bit because he's a load to deal with.
If you had to name a couple of things you'd like to accomplish with tonight's game besides a victory, what would they be?
Well, I want to play a flawless game. We in a sense that, you know, we don't want turnovers. We don't want major penalties. You're going to have some penalties, but we don't want major penalties, and we don't want the turnover thing. And you know, no key offside penalties, anything of that nature. Be smart, play smart football, protect the ball.
Good luck tonight.
Thank you, Scott.
Head coach Dan Ift of the Dover Tornadoes. We'll be back with the start of our game in a moment. That's been the McInturf Realty pregame show. Stay with us for the kickoff here on Big Time Sports. The Dover Tornadoes come through their football helmet, and they are ready to go here with the first game of the high school football season, kicking off on a Thursday night. And Chuck, that's always something really special.
Oh, it is. I think that's one of the things that Dover now is really taking into stride around here in Tuscarawas County, how they want to open up the football season and make it a Thursday night. And there are a few other games throughout the state tonight, but you know, this is the way to kick it off.
The Dover Tornadoes under Dan Ift, he's got a 109-33 mark at Dover. Last year they were 8-4, 7-0 in the East Central Ohio League. They ended up getting deep into the playoffs before they lost to Northwest up in the Massillon area there at Paul Brown Stadium, where we were clear up on the top.
Exactly, we were way up on top.
Yeah, we liked that a whole bunch. The Tornadoes starting their schedule this year with 3 non-league opponents: Canton South, Avon Lake, and Canton Central Catholic. They do have one new opponent, and that's Greenville Green Wave. They'll replace Indian Valley on the Tornado schedule in Week 9. Corey Lazowski, the most experienced player back for the Tornadoes at quarterback. He threw for over 2,200 yards and 24 touchdowns last season. He also ran for over 400 yards and 12 TDs. Really a lot of holes along the line that they're trying to fill right now, and that's going to be the big test, and they will get that test right away as they're going to get the football.
That is going to be. They're going to start out offensively, and like you said, their skilled positions. You know, a lot of them played a lot of football last year, but they got a lot of people up front, and I think that's what Coach Ift, and I know that he wants to change up a little bit, try to run the ball a little bit more than he has in the past. So, you know, he may start something out early on that to see how it goes.
Corey DeShera, Ricky Maz, and Jeff Ickes back deep for the Tornadoes to accept the kick from Canton South's Matt Trissel, and we're ready to go with high school football. It's going to be taken by DeShera at the 10, out to the 15, to the 20. Kicks it to the left side, has some room, and he'll be taken down at the 29-yard line. Let's take a look at the offense for the Dover Tornadoes. At quarterback, Corey Lisowski. The running back will be Marcus Mammarella. The wideouts, 4 of them for the Tornadoes: Corey Matlick, Kyle Sattler, Corey DeShera, and Jeff Ickes. The tackles will be Jason Orr and Kyle Irwin, Alex Abiol, and Danny Jendervin. The guards, the center will be Cody Gordon here on first down for the Tornadoes at their own 29-yard line.
As you can see right there, Scott, all new faces up front for them. So that's going to be a test in their spread offense.
You've got to think that it is likely going to be a situation where we're going to have some water breaks because of the heat. First game of the season, and the Tornadoes come out in their spread offense with 5 wideouts. Lazowski will drop back in the shotgun. To the outside, the ball caught by Ickes, but loss of a couple of yards. Let's take a look at the Canton South defense. Mark Trissel and Jared Grigsby, the last line of defense, along with Gerald Robinson in the secondary. The linebackers, it's a 3-5 for the Canton South Wildcats. Dale, McKinney, Sheridan, and Water, along with Waters. And then across the line, it'll be Steiner and Gia Lanella, and also McMillan. Second down and a 10 for the Tornadoes. They got a pretty generous spot there across the middle. Sattler's wide open out to midfield before he's finally brought down, as that tackle made by Jordan Reba.
Well, the key to, I think, Canton South's defense right now is going to be McKinney, the man in the middle. And you can see right here, just a little quick post pattern where Lisowski and Sattler hook up on that quite often. So big first down for the Tornadoes early.
So the Tornadoes have it right at midfield on their first drive of the season. In motion is Ickes. The handoff straight ahead, and not much running room there as the Tornadoes crack the midfield stripe. On the carry by Marcus Mammarella. We'll give him a gain of 2. It'll be second down and 8. Just underway, first quarter here at Crater Stadium in Dover. The Tornadoes taking on the Canton South Wildcats. Tornadoes stay with 5 wides, and that's going to be tough for a defense starting the season in game 1. South shows blitz, drops out of it. Trying to time it. Good snap out of the shotgun. Lisowski has him wide open over the middle. It's Mammarella takes a hit, bounces to the outside, and gets another first down near the 30-yard line.
Nice run after the catch right there by Mammarella. As you said, he bounced off of one tackler and just waited on a couple blockers to come up to go ahead and pick up about 7-8 extra yards after he caught the football.
The Canton South Wildcats under Mo Daniska. As we take another look on the Weaver Barnes rewind.
See, they just got him in their 5 wide right there. He just ran a little crossing pattern, was able to break off with a tackle and make a nice game.
First down and 10 for the Tornadoes. The quarterback draw and just tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Nice play there by Mike McKinney. He is really the anchor of the Canton South defense at his linebacker spot.
Yeah, McKinney, one of the highly talented players up in the Stark County area this year. They're all looking at him as being a big-time player. So see how he does this evening with this spread offense. And like you said, opening up with the spread is something no team wants to do, but you'll see Canton South on offense do the same thing. So
Corey Lazowski under center here on 2nd down and 7. The inside handoff to Ricky Maz, and he will not have a lot of room to run out there. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. A little counter play inside.
Yeah, Canton South stayed at home real well on that one right there, and just ran the line of scrimmage and did a nice job of making a tackle and run it out for no gain.
It'll be 3rd down and 7. And you've got to think that they'll maybe drop back in the shotgun here and go back with the 5 wides.
Yes, I'd certainly think they'll be in the shotgun in this one.
So Lazowski drops back. And 5 wide out set for the Tornadoes. Here on 3rd down and 7 at the Canton South 27. Lazowski gets to the outside. Looking for a man out there, and he can't find Mamarella. Just incomplete around the 11-yard line. Everybody covered in the defensive backfield. And really, it was either Mamarella was going to get that football or it was going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Canton South's defense right there, and in their zone coverage too deep right there. They're in a situation right now, I would think, 4-down territory, so I would think Tornadoes may go for this one.
Tornadoes last year had Matt Reinhardt with the kicking chores. He was capable from 45. Dan Witter taking over the kicking duties this year, and they're going to instead try and go for the 1st down here on 4th down and 7. Rolling to his right. Not much there. Lazowski's going to throw it into the pile, and Mamarella's got the catch, and it'll be a 1st down. Grabbed it one-handed and able to pull it in. Got forced out inside the 15-yard line, down around the 12.
Nice catch there by Mamarella. He just kind of laid back and waited for Lazowski to roll a little bit and stayed right in front of him so he could see him, and they hooked up, and I'm sure there'll be a few hookups with them all year long.
1st down and 10 for the Tornadoes at the 12-yard line. So Dover trying to cash in on its first drive of the high school football season. Out of the shotgun, Lazowski's going to take it straight ahead, and not much there, as that's a play Canton South's very familiar with. They were ready and had it stacked up inside.
Yes, again, nice job by Canton South's front guys on that one. They just stood Dover players up that time, ran the line of scrimmage, and made a nice play.
Clock rolling, 8:26 to go here in the first quarter. After the loss of 1, it's 2nd down and 11. Deshara and Ickes wide to the right side. Mamarella, Sattler, and Matlick wide to the left. Look to maybe run a little bubble screen there, then they get caught up, and Lazowski's taken down back at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a screen because you had 2 or 3 of the linemen from Dover right down the field at the snap of the ball. So that was just maybe a little bit too quick on Dover's offensive line part to get anything set up. So Canton South was able to drop right back with them.
3rd down and 17. Last thing you want to do is get your quarterback hurt in the first series of the new season.
There you go.
Quarterback that threw for over 2,200 yards last year.
Remember we talked last year, Scott, on how tough he was and how many times he got up after taking a hit.
He took some vicious hits last season. South looks like they may blitz. They do. Lazowski in trouble, and it will be 4th down.
Well, it seems like now Canton South played with them a little bit. Now they're really mixing up their corners and their linebackers, and they're blitzing every play. So that time they came off the right off the corner blitz on that, and nobody for Dover was out there to block.
Well, with the inexperience of the line, you've got to think that those blitzes and the pickups are going to be the toughest part for them to adjust to without really having game action.
Yeah, that's the thing there. You really got to have game action, game speed. And I know you have a couple scrimmages, but, sometimes, somehow, coaches don't want to show a lot when they're scrimmaging. So that's something you got to get used to in game 1 and 2.
4th down and 22. They have to get down to about the 3-yard line for a first down here. Lazowski's going to take it across the middle, overthrown and incomplete, as the pass intended there for Carson Gessner, and it'll be a turnover on downs, and Canton South will take it over. So we'll get some starting lineups for the Canton South Wildcats here in just a moment. On 1st down and 10 for Canton South, they'll bring out Matt Trissel, their senior 3-year starter. In the backfield, it'll be Justin Keith at running back. The wideouts will be Jared Grigsby and Gerald Robinson. And it's
going to have a little water break, I think, here maybe, since it's early in the game.
all right.
And still a little warm.
Let's maybe, if we could get the starting lineups for the offense for the Canton South Wildcats, if we can do that. And great night for football, certainly. No scores, you can see. And let's take a look at the lineups for Canton South. Matt Trissel at quarterback, Justin Keith at the running back spot. The wideouts, Jordan Ryba, Jared Grigsby, James Lucas, and Gerald Robinson. And the line, you got Bush and Mercurio at the tackles, Randall and Darnell at the guards, and John Nolan at center. Defensively for the Dover Tornadoes, they also have a number of new faces, particularly along the line. And let's take a look at that. As defensive ends, it'll be Tyler Hawk and Chris Cecil. You got Brandon Murtaugh at the nose guard spot, Tyler Murray and Tyler Milburn on the outsides. The linebackers will be Mamarella and Bache. The corners will be Sattler and Maz. The deep backs will be Gessner and Drapcho. 1st down and 10 for Canton South. Out of the shotgun. Both teams almost mirror images of each other. As the handoff by Keith, and he is stacked up right at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go. As Brandon Murtaugh's there.
Well,
also in on the stop, Marcus Mamarella.
Nice thing about Dover right here in their secondary, a lot of those kids got to play last year, got a lot of game experience. Mamarilla again in the middle, you know, he's been around. So,
Bache had a great year last year,
and Bache
too.
had a great year last year. So, you know, that's probably where Dover's strengths are right now defensively.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1. 4 wideouts for the Wildcats. They'll go trips left. Trissel looks across the middle, has got his man. And Gessner and Bache work together, and they sandwich Grigsby, but it's good enough for a 1st down on the gain for Canton South.
Well, I know it's early, Scott. We'll see what's going on tonight, but seems like Dover's playing less, and that was just a quick hitch pass right there to Canton South, and Trissel, you know, just puts it right on the money. But what I was getting back to is we'll see down the line here how much it is where Canton South plays a few more players both ways than Dover does.
Dover really going to try and make an emphasis to let people play just one way tonight. Trissel looks to the outside, goes long, has got a man out there. It's caught by Canton South. Gerald Robinson all the way down to the 24-yard line. Coverage there by Ricky Maz.
That just shows you right there. That was just a streak where he just ran right straight down the field, and Trissel just put it right on the money. He just stepped right up in and just let him enough that he could get by the defensive back and make a nice catch on that.
Pretty good coverage there, just thrown over the top and no way to stop it. 1st down and 10 for Canton South at the 24-yard line of the Tornadoes with a little better than 5 minutes remaining. No score from Crater Stadium in Dover here on Big Time Sports. Out of the shotgun, Trissel. The handoff inside to Keith. Picks his way through. Has another 1st down at the 10-yard line. Gain of 14. And Canton South mixing the pass and the run pretty effectively right now.
I was just thinking that same thing. You know, it might end up being, because you've got 2 spread offensive football teams. Whoever can run the football the best tonight might just end up having the upper hand.
There's so many teams that have gone to this spread offense. A lot of times now the running game's kind of a lost art.
Very much so.
1st down and 10 with 4:35 to go here in the 1st quarter. Trissel, the handoff to Keith. The spin move inside and down maybe to the 6-yard line. Quick gain of 4.
You can see there, he's not running real hard. He's just picking a hole and letting everybody move. It's almost like a zone blocking up front. Let Dover move the way they want to move. Canton South will take them that way. Keith will just pick up his yardage just behind somebody and as a cutback.
So it'll be second down and goal for Canton South here. They've got the first real scoring threat of our ball game here in the first quarter. Trissel looks to the sideline, takes the snap. Big pressure rolling to his left. Tyler Murray put some pressure on, and Trissel knocked out of bounds inside the 5. Maz there along with Chris Cecil. And it'll be third and goal.
Yeah, he came out of there like he was going to throw the ball, but I think that was a run with him all the way, because he was just coming out, keeping his arm up to look to somebody just to have Dover, move back in the end zone a little bit so he could cut it up. Dover did a nice job right there.
Yeah, he's a tough character as well. He's taking some hits. I think he got knocked out of the one playoff game last year.
Yes, he did.
Did he not?
Yes, he did.
His brother, I think, came on to play quarterback.
Yep.
So Trissel here on third down and goal from the 3-yard line. Puts him in the I formation. McKinney, the fullback. Keith follows, and he is going to be short. It'll be fourth down.
Nice job right there by Dover's defensive line. Stood Canton South up, played the line of scrimmage, and just waited on the ball carrier to come to them.
So it'll be fourth down. Canton South is going to go for it. As it's fourth and goal from just about the 1-yard line.
Well, I guess we look right here, Scott, and wonder, do they not have a good field goal kicker right now, or them knowing that, hey, we got to score some points because this may be a shootout, so just go ahead with this close, we'll go for it.
Trissel, the handoff to Keith. He's going to be stopped short. And the Tornado defense holds. Big hit inside by the Tornado's interior line. Looked like it might have been Tyler Milburn. He lost his helmet in the process, but he laid the wood inside. They stop him.
Milburn stood him up right there and just drove him backwards. That was just a great defensive stand by the Tornadoes.
So a huge stop and a real momentum change here for the Tornadoes, but now they're pinned deep in their own territory. Now you've got to say, okay, maybe we'll see if Dover's got a little bit of a running game.
Well, we might look there, or we might just look back right now, and he's going to go for the gusto right off the bat.
Well, that's true. Marcus Mammarella looks like he's going to be potentially in the backfield. And he's pretty solid. He can gain some yardage. They're going to take a timeout here. No score, 2:52 to go here in the first quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with more action from Crater Stadium in Dover in a moment, so stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And we're back at Crater Stadium. The Tornadoes with the football. First down and 10 at their own about 1-yard line, so they've got some work to do to get out of the deep hole, but a great defensive stand by Dover.
Well, they're going with a little double tight end, double wing set, Mammarella in the backfield. Look for Lasowski just to run a quarterback sneak or something right here to maybe get him a little bit of room that he can maneuver on the next play.
Mammarella, the lone setback behind Lasowski. Is everybody in tight? He'll get the carry. He'll bring it forward to about the 4-yard line, and that gives him a little bit of running room.
I think that's one thing Coach Jeff's talked about going into this season, that he wanted to have a little more of a running game than he has in the past, because he thought he had the kids back there that could be able to do that. And, that's one of those things where, boy, if you've got a running game and a passing game, it's really, really tough to defend somebody.
So the Tornadoes will come out with the spread offense. After gain of a couple, it'll be second down and 8 with the ball at their own 4-yard line. Lasowski waiting for the snap. He'll drop back, pressures on. They get it to the outside. DeShira has some running room, and it's a foot race. He was a state qualifier in track. He's going to take it all the way. Got one man to beat down to the 20. The 10-5 touchdown. 96 yards on the pass and catch from Lasowski to Corey DeShira.
There it was, Scott. Just that little hitch screen that they run, time in and time out. And Nice blocking. That's the main thing about it. I know you look at the runner down through there. DeShiro put the speed on, put the afterburners on, and ran it. But, you know, you got to have that blocking up front right off the get-go to did it. That's what Dover had right there to be able to go up 6-0.
So Dan Winter on to try the extra point here with 1:54 to go in the first quarter. Kyle Sattler to hold. And a quick penalty flag, first one of the game.
You know, if you look at this, we only have 1:54 to go in the first quarter, and first penalty of the ball game, and it's really moved right along for first game of the season.
We got a 5-yarder coming up against the Tornadoes, and that will move it back. And now that'll make the extra point a 25-yarder.
Just what a brand new kicker wants, huh?
He's a soccer player. I imagine he was a soccer player. Witter's kick is up and through. And the Tornadoes lead it 7-0. What a huge play by the Tornadoes. A 96-yard pass from Lasowski to Corey DeShira. It probably was about a 2-yard pass that turned into a 94-yard run.
Exactly. I think that's what it was, because he didn't catch that much over the line of
scrimmage. He turned on the jets. He used a little bit of that track speed, and he was gone.
Did. Like I said, though, 2 or 3 nice blocks on that. He had a block here about the 30-yard line just to slow one of the defenders up, and that's all it takes, especially if you got somebody with a little bit of speed.
So the Tornadoes will kick it away. Witter will handle it. Back deep for Canton South, Jordan Ryba, Jared Grigsby, and also Gerald Robinson. And the Tornadoes with the early lead, 7-0. This one, though, is you've got to think is going to put some more points on the board.
Oh, I would think so. With these two offenses and these two coaches, you know, 7 points may not be quite enough in this football game. Although, you know, the first game they played last year was really a, you know, pretty tight football game.
It was pretty close. You know, every point's precious, particularly in the first game. And Canton South's got it. Robinson out to the 25, to the 30. And stopped at about the 32-yard line, where Canton South will take it over. First down and 10.
Nice return right there by Robinson. Just waited on his blockers, picked up some nice yardage. Nice starting position for the Wildcats.
Ladies and gentlemen, check your program on page 63 for the
So Canton South will have an opportunity here to answer Dover's quick lead. South comes out, trips left, with Justin Keith in the backfield. They'll go across the middle. Pass is caught by Grigsby. Ball's loose, recovered by the Tornadoes. And Dover with the quick pickup on the turnover. And it's Kyle Sattler on the recovery.
Same play right there that they ran about the first or second play for Canton South in their first series. Just a little quick streak pass. Nice hit right there. Picked up by Sattler. And you can return those fumbles. So Dover going to get a good start in this possession.
This is where you really try to put them down.
And maybe quickly.
What do you think? Go all the way right off the gate?
Yeah, let me see. They're in the spread. I'd say, you know, that, or they may just get back with that little hit screen again.
First down and 10 at the 44-yard line. Tornadoes already lead at 7-0. They get the gift of the turnover across the middle. Ickes is there. He spins out of trouble and is inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line.
There it was. Same play Canton South just ran for a big yardage with the fumble, and Ickes just catches it and holds on to it and picks up a nice first down for the Tornadoes.
You always get concerned when those receivers start to spin around.
Yes, you do, because they just never know sometimes what's coming from the other side, and that's when it seems like that ball comes out.
First down and 10 at the Canton South 28-yard line. 5 wideouts for the Tornadoes out of the shotgun. Corey Lasowski's been accurate here in the first quarter. going to be a quarterback draw. Gets to the outside. Some room to run out there and inside the 20-yard line before he's taken out of bounds.
It's a nice 8-yard gain for him right there on Lisowski, and you know that he can run the football.
He probably is their biggest threat at running back as much
yes,
as anyone.
Exactly. I mean, you know, like you said, he had over 400 yards last year running the football. And, you know, that's not necessarily well known for a quarterback to run 400 or 500 yards.
Did a lot of that in the Dover-Philly game.
Yeah.
Second down and 1 at the 19-yard line of Canton South. Dover threatening again as they'll bring the blitz, the handoff inside. They'll have the first down.
You know, going back to that, Scott, that's one of the things when you're a defensive coach, you know, you don't really set your defense around to stop the quarterback from running the football. You know, you defense the field, but you don't look at a quarterback as going to be another running back. And I think that's what gives Dover such an edge with Lisowski at quarterback.
Keith Johnson, the carry there, got the first down. He'll stay in the backfield. The Tornadoes this time will come out with 4 wideouts. DeShera's wide to the right. He'll get a double team look on that side. Lisowski rolling to his right. That was a run all the way for Lisowski, and he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 17-yard line.
You know, the thing it looks to a little bit too, and I think Dover may see this, is that Canton South, when Dover goes to the spread, Canton South is playing what they call 4 over 3 or 3 over 2, meaning 3 defenders over 2 Dover's receivers, 4 defenders over 3 Dover's receivers. So a lot of times that does open the middle up.
18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We'll see if they get another playoff. See if they just hold it here. No reason really to go with the play. Unless they want to. They've relaxed along the line of scrimmage.
Yep.
It looks like that's going to be the last play of the first quarter, with the Dover Tornadoes leading the Canton South Wildcats 7-0. We'll come back with more exciting high school football action on Big Time Sports in a moment. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And back with second quarter action from Crater Stadium in Dover. Scott Robinson along with Chuck Rest as we kick off the high school football season. A special Thursday night edition of Big Time Sports from Crater Stadium in Dover. A non-league game between the Canton South Wildcats and the host Dover Tornadoes. Dover with the football. Second down and 12 at the Canton South 17-yard line. Lisowski dumps it off to Mammarella. Able to avoid the first tackler. Can't get past the second. And Gerald Robinson with the tackle along with Rob Dale. And that'll bring up third down and 12.
Well, you're in a situation here now that you don't get the first down. You, again, 4 down territory. You're going to give your kicker a chance to, you know, since he's being new, to try to get a field goal in.
Third down 12 at the 16-yard line. Out of the shotgun. You got to think Corey Lisowski's thinking, can I get through a hole in the middle of the line here? Instead, he's going to pass across the middle, wide open, just a little behind Sattler.
Yeah, that would have been a nice catch, easy first down for him right there if they could have hooked up on that one.
So now do you put a little pressure on your kicker, or do you still go for it?
I think we're going to go for it here. Again, knowing that, you know.
Well, you'd be wrong.
Oh, hell, I guess I would. I've been wrong before, though, haven't I? Story of my life.
So the Dover Tornadoes will bring on Dan Witter. Sattler will kick it away. It's going to be about a 28-yarder, and they took a little bit too long.
After a little delay of game, I think that might have been placed on the kicker. They were ready to go. I think he got his steps down. Instead of just once, it took him twice to do it. So looked like, though, on that kick, he had the leg to do it.
So it looks like they'll go ahead and try it again. Make it a little more challenging. I thought they were going back awful far when it started out.
Yeah, don't want to use any more yards than you have to on these. about a 39-yard field goal. That'll be a good one to start off with.
Snap is good. The kick is up. That's going to be just about enough, and it's good.
Just about enough.
So that makes it 31-yard field goal. So congratulations, Dan Witter. You're now officially the first-string kicker for sure.
Yeah, that's got to be a confidence booster for him on first one he tries, he makes. So
that's off to a good
way
start.
for him to start.
10-0 the score with Dover on top of Canton South. 11:04 to go here in the second quarter. So Mom and Dad will want a DVD copy of this one.
There you go.
Witter ready to kick it away.
Be another sale for PCM marketing, huh? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Prestige Creative Marketing will get another DVD sale. Don't forget to contact our friends at PCM TV2 at 339-5100, 330 area code if you'd like to have a DVD copy of any of the big time sports broadcasts. Reba, Grigsby, and Robinson back deep. Robinson's going to take it at about the 8-yard line, out to the 15, the 20. And he is hit hard there. It looked like Tyler Murray that was there to make the quick hit. Penalty flag down on top of it.
I think it might be a hold there on Canton South because he just couldn't quite get away from him after he did make that
play. Dover leading at 10-0.
Oh, I think Dover would feel pretty good right now about having a 10-0 lead.
Dover's defense has played pretty solid. The offense has taken some time off the clock and capitalized on a situation that really resulted from a turnover.
Exactly. That score gave Canton South turnover, and I guess early in the season, any way you get them is a plus. Like we said, two solid football teams right now. Dover's got the upper edge again, like you said, not just on the scoreboard, but I think overall play.
First down and 10 at the 14-yard line after the penalties marked off. Canton South, Keith take it straight ahead. And he'll get 3 or 4 yards, and I think the Tornadoes had settled to keep him corralled like that if at all possible.
Yeah, right now I think defensive line-wise, they're just playing strict line of scrimmage. Dover's not sending many blitzes on him unless it's a real set passing play that they know that they got to get to him. So I think they're pretty much just playing straight up and playing solid football right now.
Canton South offensive line, they've got 3 seniors and 2 juniors, so they do have a little bit of experience there. Out of the shotgun here on 2nd down and 5. Trissel looks to go long, airs it out, man wide open and incomplete as the pass intended for Jordan Ryba. And it'll be 3rd down and 5.
He was wide open on that. Trissel just let him just a little bit too much and threw it over his head because that would have been a nice pitch and catch for the Wildcats.
Kind of a dangerous play here for Canton South on 3rd down and 5. You don't make it here, Dover's going to get great field position to start again on offense.
That's going to be the key because they will have to punt the football on this one. So, and 3rd and 5, well, they probably feel that they have to throw the football.
3rd down and 5 at their own 20-yard line. Canton South trailing 10-0 with Dover on top. Trissel under pressure, gets it to the outside. It's complete and a 1st down. And still on the move is Grigsby. And they finally cover him up at about the 36, maybe the 37-yard line.
Grigsby makes a nice catch on just that little out pattern for him. And again, yards after catch was a big deal because they had him with about a 6-7 yard gain and broke a tackle and picked up about 12.
1st down and 10 for Canton South at the 37-yard line. Tornadoes really have been pretty much in control so far.
Yes, they have. So far, Tornadoes, just after the first series, they have really, that's what I felt, settled in.
Trissel rolling to his right. They got to keep him contained, and they do. Nice tackle made inside by Tyler Hawk. The big 6'4", 235-pound junior just reached out, took him right down.
Yeah, Hawk
might have lost a yard.
Hawk did a nice job right there. He saw what was coming. He saw the little rollout by the quarterback, just come down the line of scrimmage, got a big paw on him, and knocked him off balance.
2nd down and 11 for the Wildcats. 9 minutes, 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Dover leading at 10-0 here on Big Time Sports. Four wideouts for Canton South as Trissel looks to his left across the middle. It's there, intercepted by the Tornadoes. J.B. Stahl with the interception. And it's first down Dover. Hey, don't forget every Wednesday night at 7 and Fridays at 10, you can watch the Valley's #1 sports talk show, Big Time Sports on Channel 2. So we take another look at the interception.
Well, he stepped right up in. I think they were running a little crossing pattern, and Stahl just stepped right in front of the open receiver and made a nice interception on that. Looked like they had it covered pretty well.
Hey, don't forget on the Valley's best talk show, Big Time Sports, answer the trivia question at the end of each show by going to BigTimeSportsTrivia.com. A weekly winner receives dinner for two at the Dennison Yard and a Lou Boylan filter from Ferris Chevrolet. Big Time Sports, big time action for big time fans. First down and 10 here for the Dover Tornadoes at their own 48-yard line. Dover already up 10-0. They'll come out on the spread. Corey Lisowski takes a snap under pressure, gets it away. He takes a big hit in the backfield, and it's intercepted the other way. Robinson has it at the 35, the 40. Runs into his own teammate, and then a bunch of Tornadoes as Drapcho is there along with Ickes to make the stop for Dover.
Well, that was one of those plays right there that I don't think Lisowski could really get his feet set and step up in because they were bringing pressure off the
He took a big
corners,
hit.
as you can see right now. They had nobody to block. He wanted to really step up in, and I think he saw right there that he wasn't able to do that, so that usually lets the ball fly just a little bit high, and exactly what happened right there.
Drapcho, the intended receiver. Yeah, the Tornado receivers did a nice job recovering there to make the tackle. So quickly back the other way.
Coach F giving a lot of words of encouragement to Lisowski.
Trissel has a running lane, takes it to the 45, the 50. Mammarella closes.
It's a good gain of 9 yards by him where he saw nobody was open down the field, so he just tucked it and hit a seam.
Zach Westlake also in there to make the hit for the Tornadoes. It'll be 2nd down and 3 after the gain of 7. As Canton South trying to crack Dover territory again, the ball at their own 49-yard line. Inside handoff to Keith. He'll have the first down. Stutter steps, gets around one defender, and then Drapcho has to make the tackle with some help from Tyler Milburn.
Nice run there by Keith. Again, it doesn't look like he has blazing speed. He's just able to pick a hole and slide right up through it. But he gets in that open field, he's going to get you 10 or 11 yards.
Well, Canton South obviously made some adjustments because their offense is starting to click a little bit here, and they're starting to pick up yardage in big chunks.
Right, and I think Trissel now is just starting to settle in a little bit at quarterback and seeing what maybe taking what Dover gives him instead of really forcing something in.
See if the Tornadoes decide to maybe try and turn up the wick here on a little bit of pressure. Trissel nowhere to go. Cecil there to make the stop. And a gain maybe of 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, that looked like that was just a running play all the way with him. And, he was just going to try to pick a hole, and there again, Dover just playing line of scrimmage and moving one way or the other where they find the football.
2nd down and 9 after the gain of 1 at the Dover 36-yard line. Canton South trailing 10-0. The host Tornadoes so far on top thanks to a Corey Lazowski pass to Corey DeChera, a 96-yard pass and run. Dan Witter the extra point. Witter also with a 31-yard field goal. Crossing pattern complete to the wideout James Lucas.
Well, Lucas just ran a quick slant right there, and you can see Driscoll's arm just was able to just gun it right in there.
And it looks like we're going to have the first cramp of the night.
There's the thing you're going to have to probably start worrying about right now is kids that are going both ways a lot. They could start cramping up a little bit.
And that's
I think that might
Kyle
be Sattler down.
So we've got a water break. That gives us time to talk to you about Harrison Auto Parts in Sugar Creek. They've moved to a new location, 793 Dover Road Northeast in Sugar Creek, next to Wallhouse Coffee and Bear Carpet 1. Same great Napa parts, same great service in a brand new building. Harrison Auto Parts will celebrate 25 years in business on Thursday, September 11th. The big Napa tool and equipment truck will be on hand with great bargains. Get a free hot dog and sign up for one of the many door prizes they're giving away. The new Harrison Auto Parts, 793 Dover Road Northeast in Sugar Creek. Stop by and say hi to Jim. Tell him that Big Time Sports sent you in there. So with 6:43 to go here in the second quarter at Crater Stadium. That gives us a little bit of a break to tell you about some of the games upcoming here on Big Time Sports. Next week we'll have Indian Valley at Claymont. And actually on Friday night we've got Canton Central Catholic at New Philadelphia. On Friday, September the 5th, it'll be Tusky Valley at Garraway. On September the 12th, Claymont at New Philly. Then we've got a double dip on the weekend of the 19th, as it'll be Tuscarora Central Catholic at Strasburg. And then Dayton Meadowdale is at New Philadelphia. So there'll be a lot of high school football action coming up on Big Time Sports.
Well, you can see here in the first 3 weeks of the season, you've got New Philly opening up tomorrow night with Canton Central Catholic, and then in week 3, you have Dover playing Canton Central Catholic. So, everybody in the county will want to get a little look at, those matchups with those two schools against Canton Central, because they always have a solid program, and just see how the Quakers and the Tornadoes are going to match up at the end of the year.
We suspect it's a cramp, but I don't know. They've got.
I think it is, Scott, just because I saw him down here about the 40-yard line after he made a tackle, but he kind of gingerly got up and was pressing on his foot. So, and if I remember correctly, Sattler had a few cramps last year when early in the season. So, he does a lot of things for him. So that he's out there on the field most of the time.
So we have basically a stoppage in play till we can get this resolved, as Kyle Sattler down at about the 25-yard line. Hopefully it's no more than that, and if you haven't had water already, it's not really going to help you to drink it now.
Right, yeah, and people think that you can just drink that water and you'll be fine. That was 2 hours ago when he needed to drink that water.
So with 6:43 to go here in the first half of action, Dover leading Canton South 10-0.
And of course, realistically, if you think about it, for the last week and a half since these guys have been in two-a-days, it really hasn't been terribly hot and muggy and humid out, where, today seemed like a little warmer and a little more humid than it's been in the past week or so.
You don't realize how painful those cramps are until you try to walk. And that is, if you haven't had them, you don't know how bad that hurts.
He'll walk them off. He'll be ready to go.
So Canton South will have the football, first down and 10 at the 26-yard line of the Tornadoes as we resume play. First and 10 at the 26-yard line. Trissel gives the quick pitch to the outside, and from behind, big play defensively as Ryba is tackled by Brandon Murtaugh, doing a nice job coming up from behind.
Yes, he did. Murtaugh ran him down, didn't give up on him, and as soon as he kind of stopped to make a little move, Murtaugh had him in the back.
That's a familiar name. Last year he played at Indian Valley, and he's transferred to Dover.
Yes, he did.
Second down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Shotgun with 4 wideouts. Keith in the backfield. Trissel gets by some pressure and then is taken down. Murtaugh again. Quick feet tripped him up. And it'll be third down.
Murtaugh, I think, has been a nice addition to the Dover defense so far.
He's doing a good job at the nose guard spot. Certainly is earning his keep. There you get a good look at him. Third down and 11.
Yeah, you can see Sattler sitting on the bench down here. I think that they're trying to rub those cramps out of his lower part of his legs.
It is definitely a hot, humid night. No question about that. Trissel needs 10 yards for the first down. Looks across middle, man wide open. It's going to be a touchdown for Canton South. Jordan Ryba, the touchdown catch. We'll get another look at it here on the Weaver Barnes Rewind.
I think Ryber just started out as the inside receiver and just ran a little post. Had good blocking up front by the Wildcats offensive line. Gave Trissel a little bit of time to throw and pick out a receiver. And you said, Scott, he was just wide open right about the 2-yard line.
Trissel does a lot for the Wildcats, and among his duties, kicking extra points. He's on to try here. Bad snap. Hold is down, and the kick is good. That takes some talent to be able to make that all happen out of basically a busted play.
That really messes up your timing and your steps, because you expect that ball to be right on the tee when you take that first step in, and that was a little high and over the head of the holder. So he was able, nice job for him getting it down, and nice patience by Trissel.
10-7 is the score. Canton South trailing Dover. Tornadoes scored early on a touchdown and a field goal. And really a nice crowd on hand too. A lot of folks down here from Canton South. Dover always brings a good crowd. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Big Jim's halftime report. Was there last night, Big Jim's? Awesome.
I was there for lunch today, Scott, so look at that. We took care of him. Does a nice job down there.
We are definitely trying to support our sponsors.
That's right. Big Jim's. Everybody wants to try Big Jim's. Great fries at Big Jim's.
Oh, those fries are awesome. Gotta like that. Great weekly specials, and we'll talk more about that as the season goes on. Great daily specials. Ice cream, Southside scoops. Oh, awesome. Now I'm hungry. Thanks.
Oh, I can't help it.
So Trissel to kick it away. And Maz will take it back at the 10, out to the 15, the 20. Got a lane. He's got some room to run. Out to the 45, the 50. Trissel to beat. And gets tripped up at the 46-yard line. So good field position for the Tornadoes. That time, great blocking by Dover's special teams.
It was nice patience by Ricky Maz right there to just sit and wait on that wedge to just form and break out a little bit. The speed he has, was able to just take it right up the center of the field. Great field position for Dover to start out with.
First down and 10 for the Tornadoes at the Canton South 46-yard line. And Lazowski again out of the shotgun. Drop straight back, looks across the middle. It's going to be intercepted again as Jacoby Waters picks it up, and then Lazowski puts him down at about the 46-yard line, back where the play started.
Well, Lazowski just underthrew that football. I don't quite know what he didn't have it in his hand, or it slipped a little bit, whatever it may be, but wasn't even near the receiver on that one. And now again, Canton South, and we saw, you know, they can score pretty quick too. So
well, you have to wonder, you know, Corey Lazowski's had an opportunity to play with the same receivers for a couple of years. Now all of a sudden there's a new group, and maybe they're just not quite yet in sync, and that's going to come with time.
Well, that's one of those things, you know, I think they give the receivers a lot of options on how the defensive back's playing, and you don't run the right pattern or the right option, and that makes things, you know, go downhill.
Trissel looks to the left side. Now he's going to take off. Has some room, gets to the outside and out of bounds into the Dover bench. And he is knocked out at the 45-yard line of the Tornadoes. Maybe second and 3 after a gain of 7. Canton South suddenly starting to get the momentum in this game.
You just said that a little bit ago. You know,
Yeah,
it seems like they're just starting to feel the way and starting to set in. And again, I think Tressel, a quarterback, is, as you know, being maybe a little bit more patient than he was in his first couple series, and tucking the ball and run it, and you know, will pick up 5-6 yards on the carry.
On 2nd down and 3. Keith will have the first down at the 40-yard line.
Nice second effort right there by Keith to probably pick that first down up.
Tyler Hawk making the stop.
First down, Canton South at the 41.
Don't forget, tomorrow night we've got the New Philadelphia Quaker season opener on Big Time Sports. First down and 10 for Canton South at the Dover 41-yard line. Dover on top 10-7. Clock rolling with 4:15 to go. Here in the second quarter, coming up at halftime, the Big Jim's halftime report. Nice pass across the middle. Grigsby has it. And a nice gain on first down.
Just like a nice little slant pattern to the inside receiver, about a 4 or 5 yard throw, and a couple yards after that, nice gain on first down for the Wildcats.
It'll be 2nd down and 4 after the gain of 6. Brandon Murtaugh on the stop for the Tornadoes. He's been all over the place here tonight. Second down and 4. 3 wideouts to the left for Canton South. Keith in the backfield behind Trissel. And they run a motion play. They'll go to the opposite side. Nice move by Reba, and he is going to take it all the way in from 34 yards out. Another touchdown for Canton South.
Yes, that was. Reba just made a heck of a move right there on his on the Dover defender and took it right into the end zone with the speed that he has. And you know, there again, just a short pass and big run.
That really is not a good sign for the Tornadoes because the secondary is an area where they have a little bit of experience.
Well, that's the thing we talked about at the beginning. I think that's the most experience that Dover had back this year was in their secondary, and you know, you just can't miss a tackle.
Trissel's extra point is up and good.
Big extra point by the Wildcats puts them up 4.
14-10 is our score, with the Canton South Wildcats now leading the Dover Tornadoes.
I guess as you were talking just a little bit ago, it seemed like the first quarter and a half, you know, Dover seemed to have command of this football game, and then all of a sudden, you know, couple plays, couple nice big plays, and Canton South's got 2 touchdowns.
So Canton South's Trissel will again kick it away, as Maz, DeShera, and Ickes back deep for the Tornadoes.
You know, you don't know how much difference that would have made either, because Dover's defense didn't have Sattler in the secondary on that series, as he's still over there nursing the cramps he has in his legs. So, you know, you have a new secondary in there, and when you put somebody in, you don't know if that changes, you know, even the coverages that the coaches have put in. So I'm sure they'd like to get him back.
So ready to resume action here. Corey DeShera with the carry out to the 25-yard line. That's going to be it, but still not bad field position for the Tornadoes, as they'll have the first down and 10.
Yep, anytime you can start outside the 25-yard line, you know, you're going to be in pretty good shape.
So the Tornadoes trailing for the first time in the ball game, 14-10. Kyle Sattler back in the game. He'll be split wide to the right side. 3 to the right, 2 to the left here on first down and 10 for the Tornadoes. And Corey Lazowski's got to rebound a little bit. He's thrown interceptions the last 2 times the Tornadoes have had the football. He's got to run it himself out to the 29-yard line for a gain of about 3.
Good way to get your confidence back right there. Just take the ball and get it up the field. So now we see Mamarilla on the sidelines. I think they're giving him a little bit of a break as he's been going both ways most of the evening. So looking at him, needing him the second half. So that's going to be the thing, and we talked about that too. That we thought Dover might have had the upper hand a little bit on number of players used.
I'm sure if Dover could come out of its first 3 games at 2-1, they would love that. That pass nearly intercepted, and their 2-1 would be one of the victories would have to be against Canton South.
I would think, because I think next week they could be in a buzzsaw. I'm not sure, but
Avon Lake's pretty tough.
They've got just a lot of them back from last year too, and I think Avon Lake's looking already to go deep into playoffs before the season even starts.
So it's a little early to talk about must-wins, but
sure
it would be important for the Tornadoes to maybe get their season off to a good
like
start.
Coach Jeff said, he doesn't want to start 0-3 again. That's the
3rd down and 7. Lazowski to the outside. Ickes slips a tackle, has the first down, has some running room, and then out to about the 44-yard line. Nice, good enough for the first down.
Yes, it is. Nice job by Ickes right there, making the move and coming up with the first down.
Let's take another look at it here on the Weaver Barnes rewind.
Well, just that little bit of a hit screen that they run, just where they'll throw it 2 or 3 yards and behind the line of scrimmage, get a good block out there. That is the key to that whole thing. Breaks that tackle, breaks the next tackle right here, and gives himself some running room.
1st down and 10. 2.5 minutes to go. Lazowski in trouble. Picks his way through some big traffic. Gets to the outside. Takes a hit. Brushes off that tackle across midfield and down to the 44-yard line of the Canton South Wildcats.
Well, Scott, how about that run for him right there?
That's a highlight reel all in one play.
That's definitely a highlight reel play, but we've seen him do it before. He steps up. You can see he's wanting to throw the football. Nobody open down the field, so he's just going to tuck it right now and take off running. Nice move right there inside. You can't tackle him really up high too much because he'll spin right out of it. As you can see right there, he just lowers that shoulder and goes.
Here we go on 1st down and 10. Lazowski running for his life at this point, trying to make something happen across the middle of the field. Sattler's there, has the catch. And down inside the 25-yard line, another 1st down. Gain of about almost 20 yards.
Nice job. That's a tough play to be running one way and throwing the back across the field. You saw too that Descharo, I think if Lazowski saw him down deep in the end zone where nobody was, but couldn't quite set his feet enough to throw it that far.
We've got a timeout by the Canton South Wildcats here with 1:57 to go here in the first half. 14-10. Canton South leading Dover.
Dover right now, punching it in here would be a big key for going in at halftime. And talking about halftime, we got Jay Yonders on the stats again this year. So,
he'll be quick with them.
He'll be quick with them, ready to go.
Here we go again with the throw across the middle.
Well, you can see he's running right there. He just can't find anybody, and all of a sudden, that's just a tough throw to make and make a completion on that, as he was already going backwards, and then he ended up throwing off his back foot. So that does show some arm strength also from Lazowski on that play.
Hey, don't forget too, we're going to be having a Manor Restaurant MVP following our game for the Dover Tornadoes. The Manor Restaurant on North Worcester Avenue in Strasburg. Call them today for delicious chicken and other carry-out items at 878-9809. That's 330-878-9809.
Well, plenty of time. A couple timeouts for Dover. Minute 57 is a long time.
Lazowski, actually it was a direct snap to Mamarella that time. And not a huge gain of about 4 maybe. 2nd down and 6. Tornadoes go to the hurry up. Lazowski looks across to the outside. Sattler has it. Sattler close, but knocked out just in front of the pylon, and it's down at the 1 yard line.
Nice catch by Sattler right there. Tried to lower that shoulder to get in the end zone. Couldn't quite do it. You can see he just ran him on he was the second receiver in and just ran right down the sidelines. Nice catch, nice throw. Puts him down at the 1 yard line.
Mammarella will come in. He'll be in the backfield. Lazowski lined up wide to the right, so they will snap it to Mammarella here. And they'll just let him pick his hole, and it's an easy score for the Dover Tornadoes. So Dover back on top, and that is a pretty sweet answer to a couple of quick scores by Canton South.
That was a pretty nice drive for him right there. To be able to just take it down after giving up, 2 interceptions and 2 scores right off. That's one thing about them. They just didn't panic. They just went ahead and knew they had plenty of time to get down and score. So puts them back up on top.
You get a look at Marcus Mammarella there. It looks like he's maybe getting some treatment on the bench there. As the extra point good makes it 17-14.
I think Mammarella's just, he's played so much already, it being hot and humid out tonight, starting maybe to have a hard time catching his breath.
They're trying to keep him cool with towels and those types of things just to try and keep the body temperature down, I'm sure.
If you look at Dover, they've got an excellent training staff. They got a lot of kids that are student trainers for them in the program. So, top to bottom, Dan F's got it covered.
First down and 10, almost here for Canton South as they're going to get the kickoff. Got ahead of myself.
That's all right. That's one thing we know about you when I come to work with you. You're always on top of your game.
Yeah, that's right. Don't ever forget it. Witter with the kick. Taken by Ariba. Back at his 5, 10, 15, 20. And that's it. After the 20-yard line, the tackle made by Tyler Milburn. Zach Westlake also there. May have been 46 instead of 48. So it'll be first down and 10 for Canton South. Minute 7 with 79 yards to go. You called it. They've only got, I think, 1 timeout left.
Is that what they have, 1 or 2 times?
I believe they only have 1. Well, it says they have 2, but I thought they had
2. Well, you're not going to count them out because this is what they.
Yeah, but they moved here. It's going to back off another 5.
I think they did. So this will put them down 5. But again, in these spread offenses, 5 yards a lot of time aren't a big deal. Really, though, first football game tonight, relatively penalty-free so far.
So far. It's pretty much your typical first week game, really.
Exactly.
One thing's for sure, they're tired of scrimmaging.
Right. Well, the thing about it is, you always look at it, too, as a coach. You've got to improve from your first scrimmage to your second scrimmage and from your first game to your second game. That's the big key.
Tristle's going to take it himself and nowhere to go. Nice tackle by Tyler Hawk. Got Tristle before he could go very far.
Well, you look at something here, too, and you think that, with these spread offenses, a minute, you ought to be able to take it down and score. But, Canton South's going to look at it, too, and say, you know what, we get the ball in the second half to begin with, so maybe we'll just be patient right here and go in down only 17-14.
I don't think they're in any big hurry.
No, it doesn't look like they are.
Actually, I think they'd be happy to go in just down 3. The handoff to Keith. And not much room there.
That might just be about the last play of the first half, Scott.
Could very well be, with the Dover Tornadoes leading Canton South. Now Dover is going to try and use another timeout to make them maybe punt the football at some point. I think Dover's got a couple of timeouts left.
They've got 2 timeouts, so they use this one here. And if Canton South doesn't get some kind of play to take some time off the clock, Dover figures they'll have to punt it for and give them a chance for a return.
It's going to be a situation where there will not be any time to run a play other than maybe a punt. So a little strategy being played out here with the use of timeouts. And I think really the coach's worst enemy and worst fear is exactly what we've seen happen with a little bit with the cramps and the things that typically happen this time of year when the weather's just unpredictable and it's extremely hot and humid. And we all know that they tell you to drink water and drink some water and drink some more water. And they're 16, 17-year-old kids.
Exactly.
You know, they don't always.
They don't understand sometimes that drink water.
Yeah.
Drink more water.
It happens.
Yes, it does.
I'm sure they're encouraged to drink plenty of fluids, though. Third down and 15 at the 17-yard line of the Wildcats. Canton South trying to get out of trouble here. Trissel rolling to his left. Just trying to take a lot of time off if he can. The pass is complete. It'll be a first down, and that will end the half. As there's no time remaining, that is halftime with Dover leading the Canton South Wildcats 17-14. We'll come back and have the Big Jim's halftime report in a moment. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And welcome back to the Big Jim's halftime show here from Crater Stadium in Dover with the Dover Tornadoes leading the Canton South Wildcats 17-14. And Chuck, let's take a look at the numbers here from the first half, courtesy of Jay Yonders.
You can see that, pretty tight football game. Everything's pretty much right on. Rushing for Canton South, they had 17 attempts for 61 yards, 9 of 11 passing for 172 yards for a total of 233 yards, 2 turnovers. Dover, 14 attempts rushing for only 26 yards, but passing they were 9 of 14 for 219 yards, 245 yards, and total yardage for the Tornadoes, also with 2 turnovers. So you can see it's 17-14 ball game. Right there where closest can be.
And don't forget, stop by Big Jim's Burgers and more on the south side of New Philadelphia. I know Chuck and I were both in there. You were in there today. I was in there yesterday.
For lunch.
So stop in and tell them hi. Tell them Big Time Sports sent you in. It's the official headquarters of Big Time Sports. So ready for the second half of action. The Dover Tornadoes will kick it away. The scoring came in the first quarter. Corey Lazowski to Corey DeShera, a 96-yard pass. Dan Witter the extra point. 31-yard field goal by Dan Witter made it 10-0 for Dover. Then a couple of Trissel touchdown passes for Canton South. Made it 14-10 Wildcats. And then with a minute 12 to go in the second quarter, a 1-yard run by Marcus Mamarola capped off a nice drive by the Tornadoes. Dan Witter added the extra point, and that's how we got to 17-14 here at halftime. Boy, it is a humid night, no question about it. There is not a breeze to be found.
No, there isn't. It's even a little wet up here, I guess, in the press box. But, you and I work real hard at this, so we've got to sweat a little bit. But you're right, down there on the field, I mean, these kids got to be in pretty good shape. We've only had actually 1 stoppage of play because of an injury where Kyle Sattler, I believe, probably had both of his legs cramp up on him, and we had a little stoppage in play there. But for the most part, the kids are holding out pretty good.
I know, certainly Dan Iff mentioned it in the pregame interview that he was trying to get the kids to go just one way, and they were trying not to play kids both ways. But in some cases, plans change, and you have to do that. But right now, I'm sure that...
Well, it all boils down to the same thing. You want to win the football game, and to do that, you're going to put your best kids on the field, especially in the second half, to win the football game.
Ariba, Grigsby, and Walters. Actually, Robinson back deep for Canton South. Dan Witter will kick it off. as we begin the third quarter of action. And that's Robinson. He's going to get to the outside. Little room to run. Scampered down and out of bounds. Pretty good field position to start the drive for the Wildcats out on the 32-yard line. And it'll be first down and 10 for the Canton South Wildcats.
Well, both teams now have had a half of football under their belt. Coaches going to make adjustments here. So, and like we said, we saw good things out of both football teams offensively, defensively. Again, there was good stops both ways. But you know they're going to go in there now and they're going to make their adjustments to come out and play good football in the second half.
Matt Trissel remains at quarterback. Justin Keith in the backfield. The wideouts, Lucas, Reba, Grigsby, and Robinson. In motion is Grigsby. They'll pitch to the man that went in motion the other way. They'll reverse it. They'll come back. Grigsby lost about 5 yards. Well, it'll be second down and 15.
They come with a little option play that time to see if they could get Dover's defense to shift away of motion, and Dover just played pretty much straight up and was able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage, or actually lose about 5 yards.
Please watch the game, Chuck.
I'm sorry, Scott.
Second down and 15. Canton South in the shotgun. Just underway here in the third quarter at Crater Stadium. Trissel's going to roll to his right. And that is a nice throw that's caught by Lucas in Dover territory at the 47-yard line.
There again, another, he just shows the patience of a senior quarterback with Trissel, and he just sit right in there, waited on the receiver to get into the opening of the zone, and was able to just toss it over the head of the short defender and just right in before the safety could get over the top.
25-yard gain.
Nice catch, and puts him right in good field position with the first down.
First down and 10 as we have an injury. Looks like maybe one of the Canton South players. Actually, it's a Dover player down on the Canton South sideline. Again, pretty much the same thing. Dehydration, looks like.
Yeah, you can see cramps right there coming in. They're trying to move his leg around to get it out, but it's kind of tough too. You just come out and play 2 or 3 plays and you got cramps, so that's not a
it's gonna be a long second
good
half.
sign. Yes. And that's Kyle Sadler.
Yeah,
again.
I was going to say it would make sense if it was him because he's the only one that's not in the defensive huddle right now. So that's something that's probably not recoverable for the second half here.
Right,
but,
that's going to be something I think he's going to fight. He's probably going to have a lot of limited time. So now you look at it, and do you say, get him ready and let him play offense, or do you need him in the secondary on defense?
And I'm sure Trissel, being a veteran quarterback, knows that that's an experienced guy for the Tornadoes. That's going to have to come to the sidelines. So first down and 10 for Canton South at the 47-yard line. The handoff to Keith. He'll get a couple of yards inside of the 45. Cecil gets up from the bottom of the pile. And short gain makes it second down and 7 for the Canton South Wildcats as Dover leads it 17-14 here on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard.
Dover Dental Group, Mr. Sean Moan is the president and CEO of that company. Also my dentist that seems like lately I've been seeing quite too much of.
With all those jawbreakers you chew, no wonder. Trissel across the middle. Incomplete is the call. It was intended for Reba. Gessner there for the Tornadoes. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
Well, big 3rd down play here early in the second half for the Wildcats. Keep this drive going and keep the pressure on the Tornado defense.
I think the heat is just taking the spirit out of the
out of
crowd
everybody,
altogether.
hasn't it? You don't even know anybody's here right now.
It's almost like a church service as opposed to a football game.
Well, we did hear a ringing of a bell.
3rd down and 7. Trissel looks across the middle. Good coverage, but the Tornadoes can't get to him. Now some pressure. And it's incomplete. It'll be 4th down. So we'll see if Trissel will drop back to punt.
Now it looks like, is this going to be our first punt of the football game if they do kick it?
Could very well be.
Yes, I think it is. Looks like they do have their punting team on. But you know, when you get your quarterback as a punter, you just never know what may go on.
Well, they are at midfield. I mean, it did be possible, but unlikely. Trissel to kick it away. Maz and Teixeira back deep. And the Tornadoes will let it bounce into the end zone. It'll be a touchback and out to the 20-yard line, where Dover will have an opportunity. It's first on offense here in the 3rd quarter. Corey Lazowski uncharacteristically had a couple of interceptions in that first half, and I'm sure that they have talked about that and maybe tried to figure out what went wrong and try and correct that here.
Yeah, and there again, you know, first game, and like you alluded to the first half, that you know, the guys he's had to throw to the last couple years, you know, this is pretty much a new crew, except for possibly Sattler and Drabko in there.
The snap to Lazowski, and Mike McKinney shows you why he's the anchor of the defense.
Yes, sir. McKinney stepped right up in there that time in the hole and took him right on. And I would say, even as tough as Lazowski is, he might not win that battle too many times.
Gained a little more than a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Second down for the Tornadoes. They lead at 17-14 here in the 3rd quarter with 9:19 and counting to go here. And Lazowski across the middle. Ickes had it nearly intercepted as it was tipped in there by Ariba.
That could have gone either way. I think if he wouldn't have thrown that right behind him, a step behind him, he would have taken that one, and he had the seam down the middle. But on the other hand, with that tip, a little more athletic ability on that one, and we've seen Canton South go in the end zone.
So still looking for a connection with the receivers. I think it's still a challenge for Corey Lazowski here. Now it's a matter of just game management to try and get this one to the end with the lead. Lazowski has some running room and just can't avoid the last tackler out to the 26-yard line, a gain of 4. And that tackle made by Jordan Warner.
Well, ended up being a good move there on Canton South's part to punt the football and not go for it, as they're going to get it back here real quick.
Ian Drapko back to kick it away for the Dover Tornadoes, as Robinson and Ariba back deep. Good snap. And a nice high punt. Fair catch. And Ariba makes the catch. And it's 1st down and 10 for the Canton South Wildcats with 8:18 to go here in the 3rd quarter. One thing's for sure, when both teams run the spread offense, you have a lot of possessions.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You can have 3 and outs pretty quick on those.
And take off all of 5 seconds.
Yeah, you find out the clock doesn't move a whole lot.
1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, as we're here in the 3rd quarter at Crater Stadium. Trissel to the outside. Ryba again. Practically as good as a run. Really picked up about 5.
Well, that's the patented part of this spread offense is where you throw it to them at the line of scrimmage and just let them pick up 3 or 4 yards. And like you said, many times it's as good as putting an eye backfield back there and letting the running back leading the fullback up in and gaining 3 yards. I guess on our part, though, you know, you run a little more time off the clock by the eye backfield.
Just trying to make that 10:30 replay time. Trissel down the outside and overthrown. Dover defense, I think, starting to get a little more aggressive with their blitzes and trying to put a little more pressure on Trissel and not let him just sit back there and pick and choose his targets.
Well, that's the thing with both of these quarterbacks, like you were saying right there. You let either one of these 2 quarterbacks in this football game just sit back there and look for receivers, they're going to hit them. You know, 75–80% of the time they're going to put the ball on the money. That's why you see that when you play spread teams, you got to come up with a lot of different defensive schemes and defensive blitzes just to keep them off balance.
3rd down and 5 from the shotgun. Trissel looks to the right side, and that pass incomplete. Looked like there's miscommunication on the route there, and it's 4th down. So Matt Trissel will punt. Corey DeShira back deep along with Ricky Maz. That punt is going to bounce. It'll be fielded by DeShira back at the 16–17 yard line. That's where the Tornadoes will have it. Kind of a dangerous choice, but turns out okay.
Yeah, a lot better because I'm sure that they Canton South had a couple.
And we got a water break on the field now with 7:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a break. We'll have our own water break. We'll come back with Dover leading Canton South 17–14. Stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And after a water break here for both teams, we're ready to resume play with 7:20 to go in the 3rd quarter. Dover on top of Canton South 17–14. Scott Robinson, Chuck Rest, and our statistician Jay Yonders with us here on Big Time Sports as we kick off the high school football season with a special Thursday night edition of Big Time Sports. So the Tornadoes with the football deep in their own territory back at the 18-yard line. They'll go with their spread offense. Keith Johnson in the backfield. With Lisowski, they may have opted to bring in a little extra protection in the backfield. Instead, they'll run the football. And Johnson gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, you see that Sattler's back on the field now, so he got those cramps worked out this time. And I suppose it's probably a lot easier to play offense than it is defense when you have cramps in your legs, just because you're not going backwards so much. And right now, you know, Dover might come out and try to control the football a little bit.
2nd down and 10. Lisowski out of the shotgun. 5 wideouts. Drops the football, gets it back. Slips a couple of tacklers and is going to make some positive yardage as he takes a shot at about the 23-yard line.
Nice job there by Lisowski as he kind of fumbled the football around. He had to bend over and pick it up off the ground. Again, just show his running ability.
Gain of about 5. 3rd down. Ball at the 23-yard line. Matlick and Sattler come wide to the right side, and now we've got a timeout by the Tornadoes as they had some confusion on the play. And the Tornadoes are forced to burn a timeout, and they really did not want to do that right here.
No, they had too many men on the field that time. It looked like they were going to a double tight set right there, so that was not something I don't think Coach Hick wanted.
They had 12 men on the field. You are correct. And
well, you told me to be on top of the game. I'm trying to be on top of the game now.
I doubted you. I counted them with my, I had to take my shoes off, but I did count them all.
Yeah, I saw you. I saw Yonders back there helping you out. He had the first 2 fingers up for you.
So those are surprisingly, those haven't happened very much so far.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
game,
really, when you look at the ball game, we think it's taken a long time to play just because you got 2 spread offenses out there. But how would you like to be in this football game with 5 or 6 penalties per team and things like that, and timeouts that way? And it's really been a well-played football game up to this point.
So the Tornadoes come out, 3rd down and 6. And this is kind of a rarity. They're going to go with 2 backs in the backfield. Give Canton South a little different look. Wazowski still with the football. He's a magician. He got away, and it's incomplete, intended for Maz, and nearly intercepted by Canton South. So a lot of trickery in the backfield. In the end, it was incomplete.
Yep, nice. But there again, wasn't a bad play right there. First time they've come out in a set like that and really wanted to do something with the football. And like you said, Wazowski held on to it. You really had to know where it was to be able to make a play.
It'll be 4th down, and Ian Drapcho back to kick it away for the Tornadoes. Canton South probably will get decent field position as Robinson takes it to the right side, and he'll walk out of bounds. Pretty good field position in Dover territory.
Well, it looks like, really we've played most of the second half so far on this side of the field where Canton South had the upper edge, but Dover seems to make a play here or there to be able to make them punt the football.
5:43 to go here, 3rd quarter. 17-14, Dover still with the lead on the Dover Dental Group scoreboard.
Preliminary signal is holding against Dover.
We've got a penalty against the Tornadoes, and they're going to have to punt it again. So penalty flag thrown where we couldn't see it on the field.
We didn't really see that at all, and it had to be just about the line of scrimmage. A little bit behind the line of scrimmage where they threw the flag. So that could be a big penalty for the Tornadoes. So
a new wrinkle here now, getting the call officially from the field. Something different. So Drapcho now will be punting away from his own end zone.
Which should give Canton South pretty good field position here if he kicks one like he just did.
This time, nice clean kick spiral, taking him back all the way into Canton South territory. That's a sweet punt all the way back to the 32-yard line.
That was a big-time kick right there, Scott, because that really, Canton South takes a penalty, think, boy, we're really going to have good field position, and he really put the foot into that one.
That has to be about a 55, 56-yard punt, probably.
Looked like the old Reinhardt days here at Dover, didn't it, on a punt like that?
So it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Wildcats, and that sure took the Tornadoes out of big trouble. So Trissel looks to the side, gets the play call. Across the middle and threaded the needle, and it's incomplete. Threw into some traffic there on the little crossing pattern. A little slant.
Yeah, just a quick slant right there to the one receiver side, and he just wasn't able to let him just a little bit too much. He couldn't make the grab.
Second down and 10 for the Canton South Wildcats. And to the outside as Keith has some running room. And knocked down out of bounds.
Justin Keith on the carry for the Wildcats. Forced out of bounds by number 10, Ian Japko. First down, Wildcats at the Dover 44.
Well, it looked like just a little bit of a zone trap play. And the guard pulled around, and then Keith just stepped up in to be able to find a seam to run. And that's the biggest run for the Wildcats tonight. But got them out of, I guess, some trouble that they were in after the punt.
From the 44, the handoff to Keith. Dropped the football. It looks like he got it back.
Well, they just come back with the same play that time, and Dover had that one ready to go.
So loss of 2. It'll be second down and 12, and now we have potentially an injury. It looks like it's going to be okay, though. And that'll bring up second down and 12. You know, Dover's played with fire because they've allowed Canton South to have pretty good field position on their side of the 50 for most of this third quarter. Trissel across the middle, nearly intercepted as it was scooped on the bounce. Incomplete.
Intended for Jordan Reba. Third and 12.
So it's now third down and 12 for the Canton South Wildcats. Had a lot of possessions here.
Yes, we have. It seemed like we've had more possessions.
It seems like it's just been back and
forth. Third quarter than we had the whole first half.
Trissel rolling to his right under pressure. Throws it up. It'll be out of bounds and incomplete. It'll be fourth down. Good pressure there by Chris Cecil.
Well, like you said, you know, Dover's played with fire most of this third quarter, and but you know they've been able to come up to it and come up to the challenge. And here again, Canton South in the punting formation. Well, they're switching punters here this time, Scott. So we'll see what happens as I think they took Tressel out.
Right, to just give him a little bit of a breather.
Got their short punter in.
Fumbled by the Tornadoes, and kind of an inadvertent whistle there too on top of it. And I think there's an argument here that if Canton South comes up with it, the whistle was blown.
And it looks like Canton South did come up with the ball, so that we'll have to see here because that was an inadvertent whistle, pretty clear.
Let's see what they. I bet they're going to play it over.
We have an inadvertent whistle on the play. We'll replay it down the previous spot.
There you go. See, there the fans woke up there, Mr. Robinson.
The Canton South fans can't be too happy about that.
There you go. Canton South not happy, Dover happy.
But it is the correct call.
Correct.
Clearly the correct call.
Yes, it is.
The whistle went off as he attempted to catch the football, and you know, it's one of those. It's just a natural thing. Well,
he's going to catch it, so
it'll be
we'll
fine.
stop play.
And it went through right the breadbasket and plopped onto the ground, and then it was a whole nother situation. Doesn't happen very often, you know. They get it right 99.9% of the time, unless Mike Sudduth would be out there and it's 100%. Another punt this time. They'll let it go out of bounds.
Dover will get the football on this one, so that definitely is not going to bode well with the Canton South contingent.
So the Tornadoes have it first down and 10. And that ball's going to be spotted right at the 25-yard line. Tornadoes need to find their passing attack. If they're going to continue to throw the football, they've got to be a little more accurate.
Well, that's the thing. You know, they come out kind of, you know, I think they were, I don't know, 9 of 11, something like that in the first half, and everything, was just pick them apart like they've used to doing. But they tried to get downfield a few times and haven't been too successful with it.
This is really kind of where a lack of a running game really hurts you. And here we go. He's going to take off. Gets to the outside with a first down, and that hard hit along the side. Not sure if he was quite out of bounds yet before he took the hit
you
there.
don't know on that. He kind of stopped, but you got your defensive player coming right at you. Stepped up, let everything just break outside of him, and then just tucked it and ran like he can do. But you can see as he's making his move, eludes one tackler right there. Now when it comes in,
he's out of bounds.
He slows out. Looks like he's got both feet out of bounds. So
that
we'll see.
Could have been considered a late hit. That's a fumble. That's got to be a fumble. That's got to be Canton South football.
What are we talking here?
That has got to be Canton South football.
That was thrown. Yes, it is.
That was thrown backwards.
It was thrown backwards.
And that is going to be a turnover. No question about it. That wasn't even a
No, he turned around. That was over his right hand or right shoulder. So that was not very tough call to make on that one.
So quickly, it's first down and 10 Canton South.
Which is now going to put Canton South in great field position.
It just seems like if your passing game's not on, what do you have left?
Right.
You're
not going to be able to.
It's 3 and out. You take 20 seconds and you're out.
You're not going to be able to just say, okay, we're going to line up and run the football.
First down and 10 at the 29-yard line. And Trissel across the middle. Could have been a little early there, but pass is incomplete.
Well, right now, those Canton South fans are kind of waking up a little bit. They've had a couple things go against them. That they
Tyler Murray on the coverage there. It's second down and 10.
And, that's a tough call to make from an official standpoint, because you're sitting in a spot where you can't really tell if that kid did come over your back or not. So you're probably not going to make the call.
Second and 10 out of the shotgun from the Dover 29-yard line. Canton South, another opportunity. And it's complete. The catch by Jared Grigsby, and out near the first down. I think he's going to have it.
I think he's going to have this one too. So there again, just a little short passing game of 5 yards and pick up 5 on your own.
Get another look at it on the Weaver Barnes reline.
Well, on the rollout, he just runs a little out pattern, makes a nice throw, nice catch, and like I said, eludes one tackler and picks up first down.
First down and 10 at the 19. Across the middle, just a quick slant and a catch.
That looks like a pickup of about 8 on that one. So Canton South got their offense moving a little bit here.
Tornadoes are going to have to find a way to get a little more pressure on Trissel. He's just been able to stand back there and not facing really any pressure at all. And that is just out of bounds. It was caught, but out of bounds.
You see Canton South kind of went to a hurry up on that one. They didn't take much time between plays. I just think he got him, was going to throw it up because he's, 6'4", I believe.
He's 6'4", and Ricky Maz was on him. And Ricky, if
5'10", maybe?
That's generous.
Yeah. They just kind of threw it up there and let him have it.
A couple of them over there.
Dover did a nice job on forcing him to the sidelines.
Third down and 2. The handoff straight ahead to Keith, and that is going to be near a first down. And it looks like he may have it.
Well, there's a little bit of an option look for Canton South on that, so that kind of holds the linebackers in there for Dover, because he can pull that out, and I'm sure they've got that option in their package. So it's something we haven't seen yet from Canton South tonight.
First down and goal from the 8-yard line for the Canton South Wildcats. Trissel ready to take the snap. The in motion is Grigsby. The handoff straight ahead, and Keith is going to walk in for the touchdown from 8 yards out.
Our games, again, same sort of formation. The option look coming out if he wants to pull it out, but just went ahead and gave it. And Keith just took it right up the middle with not hardly being touched by anyone for about an 8-yard touchdown. Puts Canton South back on top.
2:34 to go, still in the third quarter. Canton South missing a player here on their extra point team.
They should get a penalty here, I would think.
Well, they didn't. They had it blocked, though.
They had it blocked, so there you go.
And that makes it 20-17, so now field goal time.
Exactly, now you got a 3-point game. Those extra points are big.
And Canton South will kick it off here. And the label of longest quarters ever, this is starting to...
You think this might be one of them?
I think it's going to be one of them.
And we still have 2 minutes 34 seconds
we're
to
run
play.
Out we'll never make our 10:30 replay time. Still 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 20-17, Canton South with the lead. And Canton South will break the huddle. They'll come out, they'll kick it away. 3 deep for the Tornadoes. This time looks like it's going to be Mike McKinney to kick it off.
Looks like they're giving Trisser a little bit of a break on all his kicking duties right now. Although he did attempt the extra point down there that was blocked.
Dan said if he had a couple of things he wanted to go right tonight, it was to stay away from the turnovers, and that they have not done. Naz tries to take it to the outside, gets back to the middle of the field, and taken to the turf, short of the 30-yard line. First down at 10 for the Tornadoes. And the Tornadoes again out in the spread offense. First down at 10 at their own 29-yard line. Canton South's played pretty well defensively against this spread offense.
Now, like you said, I think too, Dover's worked into their hands a little bit because their passing game just isn't quite as sharp as we've seen it.
This time they'll go to the outside. Matlick makes the catch. Still on his feet, steps out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And just when you think it's not looking so good, they get a positive read.
There you go.
Positive play.
Catch by Matlick right there, and again, just able to look down the field, throw it to the outside. Nice size receiver in Matlick was able to just go up and catch it. And the zone coverage on Canton South. So get the Tornadoes back in the game.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line. Corey Lazowski. 5 wideouts. Pressure, breaks through the line of scrimmage to the outside, and again takes a hit as he goes out of bounds. That's the second call that could have been made, but opted not to. Second down and about 4 after the gain of 6. Troy Lazowski's fearless when it comes to tucking the ball. Really.
Yes, he is. I'll tell you, he's something else. When, like I said, he really got our attention last year when he was just getting popped a couple games. Avon Lake, and early in the season was putting it on him, and he just jumped right back up.
Second down and 4. South showing some pressure. Gets the pass away. It's complete. And a nice job for a first down.
Kyle Sattler in on that.
That's
going to be a nice game for the Tornadoes. Get them the first down, and now they are moving the ball a little bit.
get another look at it. Quick release.
Just a quick one, or he just gets in that defense and sits right there so he can make the catch and make the run.
First down and 10 for the Tornadoes at the Canton South 36-yard line. They're going to go long. Matlick is out there, and it's thrown to the outside.
Well, he had the defensive back completely turned around on that one. If Wasowski could have kept the ball, I think, in between the lines, that could have been 6 for the Tornadoes.
Dover has a lot of speed at the wideout spots. The problem is Canton South's also got a lot of athletes that play defensive back.
They've got some good athletes in the secondary, so it's a great matchup.
Second down and 10 from the 36. Dover again on the attack. And Wasowski meets Mike McKinney. And a loss on the play back to near the 40-yard line. So that'll bring up third down and about 14.
Well, big third down play here for the Tornadoes. They got to get at least part of it back.
I haven't seen Ian Drapcho have much of an opportunity wide receiver. They have not looked at him too much tonight. He was pretty solid as a sophomore last year. It's intercepted, and there you have it. It was just Corey Wasowski just like telegraphs.
Yes, he was on that one. It looked like he was looking right at Sattler. I think right from the get-go on that, and that really helps the defensive player out when he can read the eyes of the quarterback.
Take a look at it.
You can see he just stepped in there. He hadn't taken his eyes off of Sattler and tried to lay it in there and couldn't get it over the top.
Goes back to that comfort level, I think.
It gets that right, and that's something you got to look at. And I think that's something everybody looks at in their first couple games. They don't really have people stepping up too much because the quarterback's always going to look about who played with me last year.
Well, the big key is going to be what happens between week 1 and week 2.
Exactly.
First down and 10 for Canton South after the turnover. Third interception for Corey Wasowski. Jordan Reba.
Marcus Mamarella and Andrew Bates.
On the carry, Marcus Mamarella. They're on the tackle.
Second and 10.
It'll be second down and 10. No gain on the play. Canton South leading Dover 20-17 here in this big-time sports production, a Thursday night kickoff to the high school football season. We'll talk about football games coming up here on Big Time Sports here when we return here at the quarter break. Trissel rolling to his right. Has a man open. And it's going to be another first down.
Probably should have maybe one more play of this quarter, and this is going to come to an end for us, Scott.
I wonder how many seriously change of possessions there were in this quarter. I didn't keep track, but there were an awful lot from the 8-minute mark on.
Exactly.
It was a lot.
It seemed like about every 2 minutes we had a change of possession.
I don't know if they went 2 minutes, actually. In some cases, it was pretty fast.
They might just let it run out here, Canton South, and go into the fourth quarter with a 20-17 lead.
That is the end of the third quarter. And you were right, Chuck. Canton South leading Dover 20-17 as we head into the fourth quarter. We'll come back and have our final period of play in a moment. So stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And we're back ready for fourth quarter action here at Crater Stadium. The Tornadoes in the unusual position of trailing 20-17 to Canton South here in the home opener for the Tornadoes. Hey, don't forget every Wednesday night at 7 and Fridays at 10, you can watch the Valley's #1 sports talk show, Big Time Sports, on PCM Channel 2. Answer the trivia question at the end of each show by going to BigTimeSportsTrivia.com. A weekly winner receives dinner for 2 at the Denison Yard, and lube oil and filter from Ferris Chevrolet. We'll talk to you about the Big Time Sports Prize here after this play. First down and 10 for Canton South. The handoff to Keith. And a nice gain out to the 34-yard line, a gain of 7. Hey, the big prize comes into play with the Big Time Sports Show. Once per month, they'll take all the correct answers from the previous 4 weeks and draw a winner of the $500 prize package. 2 nights at Tall Timber Lake Resort, a $100 gift certificate from Dumont Sporting Goods, dinner for 2 at the pros table, and a Big Time Sports t-shirt and hat. You can check out the grand prize by going to BigTimeSportsOhio.com. Big Time Sports, it's big time action for big time fans. Second down and 4 for Canton South at the Dover 34-yard line. Again, Keith straight ahead. Plenty of room to run. Out to midfield and into Dover territory at the 47-yard line.
Well, it's kind of surprising here, Scott, now that, Keith ran the ball 2 times for about 27, 28 yards. And basically, that's the only offensive running play that they had. They tried to play a little bit. So you can see it's just that little short trap up the middle for just a little zone blocking. And he just picks a hole and runs. So, I can't believe that Kansas South's just going to go to a running game right now and Dover wouldn't be able to stop it.
First down and 10 for Canton South. And Grigsby in motion. They'll show a little option. They go to the outside. Grigsby, again, a big gainer. Chased by J.B. Stahl and Andrew Bates over there to make the tackle for the Tornadoes. Hey, don't forget upcoming high school football games. Tomorrow night is Canton Central Catholic at New Philadelphia. Then on August the 29th, Indian Valley is at Claymont. On September the 5th, Garaway hosts Tusky Valley. And then on September 12th, Claymont is at New Philadelphia. A lot of big action in the next couple of weeks here on Big Time Sports. .10:42 to go in the football game with Canton South leading by 3 at 20-17. The handoff, Keith again.
Again, they're just running that zone blocking up front and just letting Keith pick a hole and run it up in there. So they're just running a little zone trap or just a zone play. And so far been successful, moving the football down the field on the Tornadoes. But
we really thought it was the Tornadoes that were going to wear out the Canton South Wildcats.
And I was just getting ready to say, it seems like the Dover's just on their heels just a little bit right now.
Second down and 6 after the gain of 4. Tristle's going to let it go. They'll have a jump ball in the end zone, and it's batted down by the Tornadoes. As the coverage over there looks like by Ricky Maz.
Yeah, he just threw that one just a little bit underneath him, and he couldn't turn around and get the ball. Maz makes a nice play on it and knocks it down.
Third down and 6.
So now what do? You run the ball solidly for 3 or 4 plays. Now you're going to put the ball on the ground, or
I think you're in 4-down territory either way.
Yeah, so you're going to let him run the football.
Third down and 6. Tristle wants to tuck it, now throws, and it's caught. Great catch there by James Lucas. And this is going to put the pinch on the Tornadoes here, as that's inside the 5-yard line. Now the defense is really going to have to step up.
Yes, they are. That was just a nice little rollout, nice throw. Waited again. And, that's the thing about this spread offense. You get a quarterback who can just drop the ball in there between the safety and the corner, as Tristle did right here. It just makes it tough to defend. And like you said, they're inside the 5, so the Tornadoes are going to have to toughen up their defense.
First down and goal from the 4. Keith is in the backfield. He'll get the football, takes it straight ahead. Still diving toward the end zone, in for the touchdown.
Nice run that time by Keith. He bounced off tacklers, and again, Dover just didn't stick a helmet on him, and he's a big enough boy that he can run over you. So now we've got a 26-17 ball game with the extra point coming up.
And Matt Trissel on to try the extra point.
Matthew Trissel on their 10th extra point for the Wildcats.
The extra point kick is no good. Kind of a squib kick there.
Not sure whether that was a bad hold or he just had bad steps on that one.
So that leaves the lead for Canton South at 26-17. Still a point where the Tornadoes would have to score twice to win this ball game. With 9:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. Scott Robinson, Chuck Rest, and Jay Yonders with you from Crater Stadium in Dover as we're bringing you the high school season opener in the Tuscarawas Valley. Thursday night football between the Dover Tornadoes and the Canton South Wildcats. It is a lot of fun on a Thursday night to come out, have a football game, to really get the whole season started. It's just great momentum and for the season, and just a lot of excitement.
And you got a nice crowd. Everybody's ready for football season to start. So
competitive game.
You know, very competitive game. Two quality football teams out of two quality conferences.
And McKinney again to kick it away. Tornadoes are going to have to sync up the offense here if they're going to pull out a victory tonight. Taken by DeShera. Brings it back to the left side. And not much room to get loose. At about the 22-yard line is where Dover will start.
Well, this is going to be key to senior leadership here in the next few minutes here. And let's see if Lisowski can step it up here and take him down the field, get 6 on the board. You know, he's only had pressure. He's been pressured a few times tonight, but just not consistently. So, you know, he's going to just have to, like we said, step up in here and make some plays.
First down and 10 for the Tornadoes at the 24. Lisowski in trouble. And he is not going to get away this time. And Canton South's really got the advantage because they can just tee off at the line of scrimmage.
And of course, as soon as I say that, you know, they've got pressure the first play. So that's the thing. I think Dover's offensive line is just going to have to step up, give him a little bit of time to throw the football, and he's good enough to pick out the receivers.
Second down and 19 after the loss of 9. And again, under pressure. In big trouble. Gets it away and dropped. There's also a penalty flag.
Got a penalty down too. So this will be interesting of either lineman down the field or possible holding. So
it'd be more in the line of lineman downfield, I would think.
Like you said, you know, the thing about Canton South is knowing defensively, they can just pin their ears back and, you know, go right after the quarterback.
All right, they pick up the flag. It's an incomplete pass. Third down and 19. And Lisowski drops straight back. Again in trouble. Nobody able to get open. He's going to be taken down again. And it'll be fourth down. Dover's going to have to punt the football.
Well, not a very good series right there for him to get the ball. But, you know, Canton South again, too, could have pretty good field position here. And you know, with going to have the ball about 7.5 minutes to go, they're going to want to try to eat some clock.
Grapcho, nice punt the last time he had to kick it away. And a high floater. And Robinson will take, dropped and picked up by the Tornadoes.
Well, big turnover right here. Now, key to this is Dover has to capitalize on this one right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see that again. I just wonder if there was a Tornado a little bit close to the receivers. We take another look at it.
Well, if you look at it right there, he had to come up. You know, he didn't really call for. Yes, he did call for a fair catch right there, but nope, he went by him without touching him. So that was. I think that was
good
okay.
Play.
That was a good play.
Tornadoes get a break, first one of the ball game. But they really had. They really needed. Actually, I think it's a second turnover that they've picked up, second or third. Wazowski again in trouble, chased from behind, and near a first down.
They could have a first down right there. That was a nice job by Wazowski on that, trying to be patient, but yet knowing he had to get the ball up the field one way or the other. Said he stepped out of bounds, I guess, Scott, before
gain of
before he turned it up.
We'll call it 7, second down and 3. The shotgun with 5 wideouts for the Tornadoes. Across the middle, Kyle Sattler has it, and Robinson rips him down at about the 31-yard line. So nice gain of 13, and the Tornadoes on the move offensively.
Yeah, there it is right there. That's the Patton and Dover play right there, where he can just get inside of the corner and beats the linebacker, and Sattler makes a nice play. Nice pickup.
First down and 10 for the Tornadoes at the Canton South 31-yard line. Wazowski on the run. Down to the 28-yard line. Gain of 3. So the Tornado offense picking it up in chunks here.
Well, the thing about it is, too, Scott, you can see that, you know, Dover's not really panicking right now. They're just gone out, run their offense. They're patient. They're not running any hurry up or anything, as they know that, you know, 6 minutes is a long time when you have 2 football teams like this.
Dover trailing by 9 at 26-17. Last year, Canton South won the opener 28-21. Wazowski hit from behind by Gianella. And that is a big loss.
A big loss.
For the Tornadoes.
That's where the offensive line for Dover is just going to have to, you know, suck it up here a little bit and make sure they stay man on man with their blocker and stay with them. Don't let them get the inside on them.
So here on 3rd down and 16, the Tornadoes without question in 2-down territory. And now the Tornadoes are going to take a timeout. They didn't like what they had on the field.
Well, again, I think they were lined up wrong, because I think somebody needed to be up on the line of scrimmage, and the play would have come back, because down here on the bottom they had all three receivers back in the backfield.
Don't forget, coming up following our game, we'll have the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game show, and we'll name our Manor Restaurant MVP. Harrison Auto Parts in Sugar Creek has moved to a new location, 793 Dover Road Northeast in Sugar Creek, next to Wall House Coffee and Bear Carpet 1. Same great Napa parts, same great service in a brand new building. Harrison Auto Parts will celebrate 25 years in business on Thursday, September 11th. The big Napa tool and equipment truck will be on hand with great bargains. Get a free hot dog and sign up for one of the many door prizes they're giving away. The new Harrison Auto Parts, 793 Dover Road Northeast in Sugar Creek. So with 5:34 to go here in the 4th quarter, it's Canton South leading Dover 26-17. Big Time Sports happy to be here at Crater Stadium in Dover.
Well, this is one of these things. Now we're getting down to the 5-minute mark that Dover needs to get this one in the end zone, because Canton South, can play patient enough football that they might be able to hold them off.
3rd down and 16. You got to figure it's 2-down territory at this stage in the ball game. Now with Dover with only 1 timeout left. Lazowski launches it and nearly intercepted, and should have been by all rights intercepted by Canton South. Dropped by Mark Trissel. It's 4th down and 16. So what will the Tornadoes do here? Kind of a last gasp, really.
Well, they're going to have to. That play here is going to be tough at 4th and 16. Somebody might have to catch one and break a tackle, or because Canton South's going to play deep enough that they are not going to give up that 1st down.
Dare we say quarterback draw? Lazowski. Incomplete. Ickes can't hang on to it, and Canton South will take over the football out at the 38-yard line.
Well, that would have been a tough one right there, even with the completed passes. He was coming back to the football to come up with the 1st down. But again, Lazowski, it looked like he might just even try to tuck it and run it on that one, but knew that it might be tough to pick up 16, 18 yards.
So 1st down and 10, Canton South. They lead 26-17.
Well, Scott, you're certainly going to think they're going to try to run the football here a little bit, take some time off the clock, and with, like you said, 2 possessions for Dover to get on top. So I would think we're going to have a lot of Ickes back here.
Keith has done a nice job in the backfield. He'll get the carry here, and Dover stacks him up in a hurry, really trying to strip that football away. And a big pile there at about the line of scrimmage. Maybe doesn't look like any gain at all. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, Justin Keith's done a nice job running the football here in the 2nd half for the Wildcats, so I would think he might get a dose of him again here. But they're also going to want to make sure they get a couple 1st downs and know that they've got this one.
They want to make sure they run the clock, probably number 1. As Grigsby in motion, Keith gets the handoff. And across the 40-yard line. Gain of a couple. Dover's really helpless to stop the clock with only 1 timeout. I'm sure they're trying to save that for a better time than right now.
Well, they're going to look at it now, 3rd and 7. If you're Canton South, you're in a, we look at it as somewhat of a bind. You want to get the 1st down, but you're going to have to throw the football, and or you're just going to go ahead and give it to him and let him run it. Take your chances.
So the Tornadoes faced with pretty long odds here as they're down by 9 with 3:44 to go. And Canton South has the football. The pass caught out there by Reba, and it's going to be short of the 1st down, but staying in bounds.
Just what the Tornadoes needed, though, is a stop right here to make Canton South punt the football away.
So now the Tornadoes are going to have to figure out what kind of special teams play they want to call.
Well, they got Sattler back now on the punt return team. So and you never know. You've seen Dover many times break off a punt for a touchdown too. So still in the football game.
You have to wonder if Canton South won't try and run as much of this time off the clock as they can. End over end kick that's going to bounce and roll all the way down about the 16-yard line. And with 2:39 to go, Dover will have the football back. A long way to go, and they need 2 scores.
84 yards, and then they got to turn around and score quick again. So it's going to be one of the things with Tornadoes here that they're going to have to come up with one quick.
They've had some nice plays, but they've never really strung together a big drive.
Nice, right.
So in the shotgun, the Dover Tornadoes drop. Lazowski to the outside. Caught. And stays in bounds. DeShera can't get to the outside to get out of bounds. It'll be 2nd down and about 4 after a gain of 6.
Well, Dover's gone with the hurry up here, so it's what they're going to have to do, because like we said, they're going to have to catch it and break a tackle or 2, get some nice long gains.
Lazowski all the way down the field, and it's nearly caught and dropped by Matlick.
Matlick had that one and made a great catch on that. It had been around his knees, but he had hardly anybody to beat if he would have made that catch.
3rd down and 3 for the Tornadoes with 2:09 to go here in the ball game. They trail 26-17. A lot of media attention here for this ball game, simply because it is the opener for the area. Unique Thursday night event. Lazowski facing pressure, in trouble. He's going to be sacked back near the 10-yard line. And the Tornadoes aren't going to have much choice but to...
Well, looks like they're going to punt the football.
Yeah. I don't know what choice they really have.
No, they don't. They've got to punt the football here, because you don't want to end up, getting nothing out of this one, giving Canton South the football right there on the 15-yard line and let them go ahead and get another score.
There really is not much the Tornadoes can do now with only 1 timeout, minute 38 and the clock rolling, and they've got to kick the football away. Grapcho will have it land at about the 45-yard line, skips to the 46, and that's where Canton South will have it. And they can almost take 3 knees here and put this one in the books.
Be pretty close.
So coming up, we'll have the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game show. We'll also name our Manor Restaurant MVP.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget the Dover Band will be presenting a special encore performance of tonight's routine. You are encouraged to stick around and watch the performance.
So Canton South with it, minute 23 to go. They lead it 26-17. The handoff, Keith straight ahead. Takes a pounding. He'll gain about 4.
Key now is just to hang on to the football for Canton South. I'm sure Dover will probably try to use 1 timeout here at some point in time. But, Canton South's just going to wait right till the end to snap the football. And it looks like they're going to their victory celebration right now with about 50 seconds to go.
So Trissel will wait till the back judge puts his hand up, give him 5-second count. And this is going to take it down to where 1 more play is going to do it. So a disappointed Dover crowd. And that's going to do it. The Canton South Wildcats will not have to run another play. And they're going to win this one 26-17. We hope you've enjoyed it here on Big Time Sports. We'll have the statistics from our ball game coming up on the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game show in a moment. So stay with us. Our final score, it's Canton South defeating Dover 26-17. We'll come back to wrap it up in a moment. So stay with us right here on Big Time Sports. And it's time now for the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game show. The Canton South Wildcats a winner over the Dover Tornadoes, 26-17. Chuck Rest, tough game for the Dover Tornadoes. Canton South came on late to pick up the victory.
Yeah, Canton South come out in the second half and just pretty much outplayed the Tornadoes. Dover didn't have a whole lot of offense going for them in the second half, and Canton South was able to put a little bit of a running game together along with their passing, so that, will put them out on top, 26-17.
So let's take a look at the statistics here from our ball game.
Well, you can see, it was pretty even at halftime where Dover was up a little bit. But then in the second half, it just seemed like it was all Canton South. They did rush the ball 33 times for 144 yards. Dover rushed it 27 times, but only had 31 yards, Scott. And I think with Dover, they're going to have to find a running game a little bit, especially with an offensive line that's, pretty much revamped. Passing, Canton South 16-28. Tressel stepped up, 261 yards. 14-27 for 265 yards for Dover. One of that was, that 86-yard pass reception for a touchdown early. Total yards then was 405 to 296, which just showed that Canton South dominated the second half. Turnovers, Canton South 3, Dover 4.
That is the Edelweiss Tavern and Inn post-game show. Before or after the game, try the Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. During the week, try their delicious lunch and dinner specials. And on Friday and Saturday, they feature Italian pasta and the very best steak and prime rib in the county. The Edelweiss Tavern in downtown Sugar Creek. We'll see you there. And the final thing we need to do tonight is pick our Manor Restaurant MVP. And after going through a number of candidates, we're selecting Dan Witter of the Dover Tornadoes. Had a field goal and 2 extra points in his debut as the kicker for the Dover Tornadoes. He is tonight's Manor Restaurant MVP. Yeah, that is going to do it here from Crater Stadium as we wrap up the first night of high school football in the Valley with the Canton South Wildcats defeating the Dover Tornadoes 26-17. For Chuck Rest and our statistician Jay Yonders, I'm Scott Robinson saying so long, everybody.